1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Thank you for tuning in right now. Thank you for being here. I just wanted to give my own post-election analysis and share with our community. And so thank you for tuning in and welcome to kind of an impromptu post-election session of the Empowered Immigrant Live. My name's Otis Landerholm, if you haven't met me before. And so thank you for tuning in. I am an immigration lawyer. My office is here to fight for the rights of immigrants. And, you know, to our clients and to the immigrant community, we have lost. All right? You're all aware of the election. We have lost the election, and in all kinds of ways, it was a horrible result of this election for the immigrant community. And so I want to talk it through. All right? I don't want to sugarcoat it. I want to talk it through. I'm still personally processing it. The results make me sad. All right? They make me sad for my kids. My kids were upset by it. You know, but it's like upset for my children, for the future, for things like that. Like, I believe in a country that welcomes people and that values people and that sees the value in people, especially people from other parts of the world, right? People from other parts of the world who come in and bring their own viewpoint and bring their own ideas and bring their own contribution. It's like, I think it's a mistake to devalue those people, the immigrants, right? And that's really why I'm an immigration lawyer. That's why I do the work that I do. That's why my firm exists and that our firm does the work that we do. And it's like we want to create a country that welcomes people and values people from other parts of the world and doesn't like exclude them and deport them and detain them and all this ugly stuff, but instead welcomes them and values them, right? And so I'm sad by the results of this election, and I just wanted to get online and share that and to share what I think it means, right? I want to share what I think it will likely mean for the future. And because, you know, we've been through a Trump administration before. I've been through a Trump administration before fighting immigration cases. And so I want to share what that will likely mean. So first of all, I want to remind everybody that I'm filming this. It's November 6th, the day after the election. We're live right now. If you're watching me right now, we're live. And what I want to be clear about is that right now, Joe Biden, is still the president of the United States. Okay? Trump won't take office until January 20th. January 20th. Right now it's November 6th. So that gives us, 2.5 months to see, some cases will have a strategy that they can implement right now in between November 6th and January 20th. There won't be very many cases, but there will be a few cases that will have a strategy. For example, if you're in immigration court and you have a pending request for prosecutorial discretion, it might be wise to reach back out, follow up on a request like that in between now and January 20th. All right? Now, that's a very narrow situation, but there are some people out there that might have a case like that where you could get a discretionary benefit, for example, having your case terminated or closed, before Trump takes power. All right? So that's something to be aware of. Another thing that I just want to share, and this is a case-by-case situation, so this is not a one-size-fits-all approach, but under the first Trump administration, many of our applications were getting rejected for no reason. All right, like you send the application and the government sends it back rejecting that, they won't even process it. And so if you have very recently started working on an immigration case, if you just got married and now you're filing for a green card, for example, right? If you have a clean case, if you're, if the strategy is going to stay the same, you might be very well advised to file the case before January 20th. Get your receipt notices, because it'll be less likely to be rejected right now under the Biden administration, which means you might want to file it in the next couple months. Have your case be opened in the government in the next couple of months, because afterwards it might be more difficult to get your case opened. Does that make sense? I'm just thinking it through, trying to think it through. All right? I also want to just let everybody know, hey, from my standpoint, what is this going to mean, right? Because really what it means for me is that the next 4 years are going to be more challenging. All right? Like, I anticipate asylum cases are going to be more challenging. They're going to be more difficult. Under the first Trump administration, they had the Remain in Mexico program. So asylum seekers had to remain in Mexico waiting for their next hearings. All right? That's challenging. Okay? The second thing I want to say is Trump, in his first administration, put an emphasis on the public charge rule. Maybe you remember that. Okay, the public charge rule. And so that rule and that issue under the first Trump administration made green card cases more difficult. And so you might just it's good to be informed about that. All right, if you have a green card case, it would be very wise to file it, in my opinion, before January 20th. The third thing to know is that it's very likely that processing times will get slower. All right, under the first Trump administration, he required interviews on every case, which they don't have the manpower to have interviews on every single type of application and to still meet current processing times, which forces immigration cases to slow down. All right? It also means that cases are more difficult, more expensive, all the way through. They require more time, effort, everything. All right? The border is going to get more challenging. Like, it'll be more militarized, is the other way to say it. It's going to be more and more dangerous to cross the border. Humanitarian parole, TPS, DACA. I'm worried about these programs. All right? We're going to monitor what happens. There's probably going to be challenges to anything that gets attempted, but it's likely that these, all the humanitarian parole programs for Haiti, Cuba, Nicaragua, Venezuela, Ukraine, Afghanistan, they're probably all going to go away. All right, TPS. Trump tried to discontinue TPS for El Salvador in his first administration, and that was challenged, and it was stopped by the courts. But he might try it again. All right, he might try it again. And so we just got to be aware, right, that these things might happen and form a plan of action. Okay, if my current immigration status or benefit gets changed or eliminated, what's my plan B? What am I going to do? That's important to have those conversations, and you want to have them and think them through in between now and then. Okay? Like, workplace raids might become a thing. He's talked about deportation campaigns, etc. There's very likely going to be more immigration detention, which is ugly, really, really ugly, really bad. But it's important that we be aware of these things. All right. Sorry that I'm painting a downer, but it is a downer. And I don't want to sugarcoat things. Like that is what we are looking at. Okay? And and I believe, we've been through one Trump administration, so we'll get through this one too. All right? We'll get through it. We'll get through it, but it's like, okay, how do we fight that fight? What do we need to do? How do we need to be, like, what do we need to plan about? What do we need to strategize? How do we be smart about it? Right? Because the future will get better after this. In somehow, some way. I'm going to fight for that at least. Right? Like the call to action here, for myself at least, is, hey, Otis, it's time to get better. Like, hey, Otis, people are going to need your help. Time to get better. Time to help more people. Time to step it up. And my question for you is, hey, what's your call to action through this? What's your call to action? What do you want to do differently, if anything? How do you want to step it up in your life? If you do, right? How do you want to respond to this? That's really all I wanted to share today. Super short, quick post-election recap. I'm like grieving and I'm sad by the results of this. And it's like, let's be smart about it. Let's strategize around it. Let's keep fighting our fights. All right? I believe in a country that welcomes people, and I am willing to fight for that country, for that future. Right? I believe in a society that values humanity, that values the good in all people. Right? And I am willing to continue to fight tough cases in furtherance of that vision and that hope and that future. And I just hope that each of you are willing to fight your fights in your life also for the future that you are worth and that you believe in, because you're worth it. All right? Like, don't allow yesterday's results to dictate how you're going to create your life for the future. Instead, have yesterday's results be an inspiration in some way to go for the future that you want for yourself. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. You guys, thank you for being here. All right, I'm sorry that this country elected a leader who is anti-immigrant. Ah, man, for me that's just anti-American. That's what it is. All right, for me it's just anti-American. Because what is America if it's not a country like founded by immigrants? What is it? Right? Anyway, that's the way I see it. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for watching. My name's Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. If my office can help you in any way, please reach out. We're here, right? And really, really sorry about the results of this election. Let's stay in communication, all right? If you want support, if you want information, it's so important to stay informed. So stay informed. All right? My office is going to be doing live events. We do them every Tuesday and Thursday. But I'm going to start doing live seminars. I'm not sure what that looks like yet. We'll send information out. They'll be free, no, whatever. I want to, I believe in the immigrant community, and I want to encourage the immigrant community to not give up hope for a better future. Don't give up hope. Hey, let's work together and strategize to create that better future. All right? It might need to be 4 years in the future because the next 4 years are going to be a challenge. But let's strategize around it. All right? My office can make immigration cases take more than 4 years. All right, you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm going to do the same episode in Spanish. Thank you for the comments I'm seeing here. Lily Cielo, thank you for that comment. I agree with you. Lunice, thank you for being here. Everybody here on TikTok, oh man, there's a ton of people here on TikTok. Thank you so much for joining me. Everybody on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, my heart goes out to everybody here today. I'm grieving here. My whole team is just silent. We're like, oh man, what the heck is going on? What the heck is going on? And what do we do next? Right? What do we do next? That's my question for you. Right? Jahangir Alam, thank you. Any news about PIP? Not yet. There's supposed to be a decision from the federal judge about PIP on Friday of this week. If there is, we'll share that information. But, Trump is going to eliminate that program. Hate to put a dampener on things. He's going to eliminate that program. Not a chance, right? But, man, if there's a way to get some of those cases approved before January 20th, believe me, I will be pushing for that, right? Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Sorry to deliver bad news, but the news is bad, and so we got to deliver it. Thank you for being here. Best of luck as you think about what anyway, best of luck. And I'm gonna stop here, and I'm gonna do this episode in Spanish. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. Otis Landerholm, and thank you for joining me. And we'll see you on our next episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. Take care, everybody.